You've joined Steve Bonesteel and Shane Doherty for Checkered Flag Interactive's broadcast of Round 7 of the USRL at Darlington Raceway in beautiful Darlington, South Carolina. This track's just over a mile and a quarter, and it's definitely too tough to be tamed. Everyone out here will have a Darlington stripe by the end of the day race out here. It's going to be a definite hard task to keep your car clean, and I think whoever can keep it clean might just be able to get the win.
Yeah, when you come to Darlington, or as they call it, the Lady in Black, really, those who can survive and keep their car in the best possible condition usually end up doing well. And with as many cars as we have in this field, yet again, another stacked field here in the USRL, it's definitely going to be an interesting night as we are going to be making 76 laps around the Darlington Speedway.
And there's a lot of big names in the field tonight. I'm looking, and right now I see Damon Burnett, who is currently qualified in the second spot. Jeff Ramsdell, the 23 of Brennan Hoff. These guys are 7th, 8th. Chris Largen, great names that we see all over the hosted sessions. They're in here tonight, and they're ready to tackle Darlington. And the only question is, will they tackle the Lady in Black, or will the Lady in Black tackle them?
And don't forget about the 000 of Anthony Kernick. Yes, the fastest lap in Q, currently on the pole with a 4.68. He's definitely one of those guys to watch as well. And definitely, speed is one thing, but keeping your car clean, as we continue to stress, is going to be another key factor in tonight's race.
I watched Damon Burnett quite a while under the early parts of the qualifying session, and I'd see him go out there, run 2 or 3 hot laps, and then he'd pull it right down pit lane and reset. So tires tonight, it looks like the drivers all already know. Tires are very key here, and they wear out so dang fast. So everyone's going to have to conserve their stuff, because if your tires burn off, that right front, especially going through the high-speed 1 and 2, once you come through the corner and you're heading around the apex, as soon as that front end lands on the right front, you better hope you have traction, or you're going to hit the wall and you're going to be done. You gather so much speed around the apex in turn number 1 and 2 that it's amazing. You don't even understand until you've ran the track. So you really have to have a handle tonight, and hopefully these drivers know what they're doing.
Yeah, especially when you go into Turn 3. Turn 3 is probably one of the most heaviest braking zones on the entire circuit for the USRL. It's definitely a wall you don't want to be hitting, going excessive 185 plus miles an hour into Turn 3 in these nationwide cars. That is not a good hit to have, and especially with the new build and iRacing making these cars more realistic, one huge hit of the wall and that could mean your car is done for the night. So definitely keeping your car clean is going to be key.
Keeping your car clean is the key, of course, as you said. And right now I'm seeing a lot of drivers who have been pushing it to put these quick lap times in have really been having a hard time keeping it off the wall. Right now I'm looking at the 23 of Brennan Hoff. Even Hoff is having trouble keeping it off the walls. Coming off the corner, you see the tail sliding out all the time. So everyone out here is having pretty much the same problem, keeping it off the wall. Some drivers are having trouble just getting woed down for 3 and 4. As you said, it is a tough braking zone. You have to go from 160, 170, 180 to 150 or less.
And just getting ready to wrap up the closing minutes here of qualifying. New this week to the USRL, it's open qualifying, so no longer one car at a time. It's open qualifying, meaning everybody is out on the track at the same time. And it looks like qualifying has just ended, and Anthony Kernick definitely does grab your pole.
Yep, that's for sure. He was able to come right out there and run some fast laps, and right away he was able to beat the pole time that was by over half a tenth a second. So that's pretty impressive for him, especially getting out there right away and being able to do that. And as we start to see the drivers head on down to the grid, engines are getting ready to be fired here. The Ford Mustang GT pace car, in case you've not watched a broadcast or been on the sim for a while, it actually did get a new paint scheme after 5 years of being old. So that's also interesting out here as more drivers continue to land onto the grid. We're going to run through the starting lineup in just a second.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and do that right now while we've got time. And on the pole for tonight's race in the 000, interesting number, by Anthony Kernick. Definitely showed the most speed in the session. Starting second in tonight's race will be the number 19 of David Burnett. We will see if he does take grid, though. Starting third will be the number 6 of Dominic Urseta. Starting fourth will be the number 57 of PJ Sturgis. He also is in question if he will grid. And rounding out your top five will be the number 9 of Philip Diaz.
And in sixth, we see the number 51 of Zach Chinaworth. And on his next row behind him, we've got the number 2 of Jeff Ramsdell. On his outside, we've got the number 23 of Brennan Hoff. In ninth, we've got the number 75, a CFI partner over here, Chris Largen. And in 10th, rounding out the top 10, we've got the number 28 of Mike Rominger.
Starting 11th in tonight's event will be Joe Leturiel in the number 32. Starting 12th to his outside will be the number 25 of Nicholas Sadowski. Starting 13th in tonight's event will be the number 27 of Richie Evans, looking at that beautifully painted Advil Carav Chevy. And starting to his outside in 14th will be Jack Sedgwick. And rounding out your top 15 will be Brandon Smizer.
And from there, we've got the number 95, of James Ray. And then we've got the number 21 of Brandon Brock. In 18th, we've got the number 77 of Scott Sons. And in 19th, we've got the number 41 of Nick Lancaster. And rounding out the top 20, we've got Cody Wenzen in the number 3. And the field is already getting rolling as we see a number of drivers taking the EOLs. And wow, the field's really getting sloppy right here trying to get together.
Yeah, this track is one of the toughest tracks on the circuit to pass at, if not the toughest track on the circuit is. Before we get to that, we'll quick run down the rest of your order. 21st is Eric Miller, 22nd Brittany Grimm, 23rd Todd Mitchell, and then we have a bunch of cars including Francois Brault, Christopher Stella, Dan Ball, Steve Preston Jr., Trent Brown, Aloysius Wenzik, and Brandon Bryan. All did not take time. They will start at the rear of this field. Pace cars getting ready to pull off. We are going 76 laps in tonight's event, round 7 of the USRL. Pace car comes in, and Anthony Kurdick will lead the field.
And everyone's waiting on him. When will he go? When will he go? And we're still waiting, and the green flag is out. He is rolling, and so is the rest of the field.
I want to take note, these drivers are required to go on green, so that explains the very, very late start, as these guys are 2x2, and Jeff Ramsdell almost hits the wall in turn 1.
And a few drivers got up into the wall and stacked the field up, but everyone's able to, as we see the 27 round.
27th round, the 88th round, we've got cars wrecking everywhere. Literally nobody can make it out of turn 2, and they are all around.
And that certainly did not last long. One car went around, and another car went around, and then everybody piled in behind it. And it all started with the number 27 getting a little bit loose and then getting a tap from behind. Then we saw drivers checking up, and then we saw drivers getting turned, and the ARCA brakes were engaged, that's for sure.
Yes, definitely. And it all started when you got Richie Evans, who went around out of turn 2. Turn 2 is one of the shortest distances between the racing line and the wall. Makes it tough to go 2x2, and I think Richie Evans just ran out of room there. And kind of tough to explain what happened to Todd Mitchell, but definitely hard impacts for a lot of those guys, and not the way they wanted to start out round 7 of the USRL for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure, and it's going to be hard because this is lap 1. It's a long race here. 76 laps is not the biggest number of laps, of course. Not even as long as some of the open A-class races, but 76 laps at Darlington is it's an endurance race. Every single lap is just a fight to keep it off the wall and keep your car straight, and a few drivers lost the battle very early on tonight, so that's definitely a disappointment to them. We will take this early caution to get off to our first commercial break, and we will be back when it's time to get the green flag.
All last, man, come. Go like hell, brother, go like hell.
In the middle, 3 wide.
In and out, in and out.
Woo! Good job! Oh, parked it in the wall. There's the burnout.
That is one good-looking race car, boys.
They are requesting you to victory lane.
Check your flag.
Shit, that was awesome, fellas. Awesome job.
Fantastic job, fantastic. That is fucking nice. Nice. Yeah, 10-4, really good job, everybody. Great work today. Way to stay after that thing, man.
And you're back. We're on lap 5, resetting after an early caution here off of turn 2. Reset, ready to give it another shot. We've got Anthony Kernick on the inside, Jeff Ramsdell on the outside, just like we did on the start, only this time we see a couple drivers towards the rear of the field with damaged cars. They got into the wall, the pace car is off, and we are waiting for the green flag to be waved, and then we will be green flag again.
Mandatory that the leader goes on green, remember, so waiting ever so slightly for the flagman to wave the green flag. And it's out, and Anthony Kernick is away.
Jeff Ramsdell got a great start, and he's actually got pretty much the preferred line as long as he keeps it out of the wall. We see a couple drivers tap the wall. Everyone's seeming to keep it under control. He will be able to pull under Jeff Ramsdell. Ramsdell will look under him, getting the preferred line going into 3. He's going to go for the lead. This is interesting. Very early move. Hard. Wow, he just plowed through the corner.
Saw Brandon Schmeiser 3 wide back there coming off of turn 2. That got hairy. They all made it. It's definitely getting very, very hectic in the back half of the field.
And that's how it will be in the packs all night long. These guys are racing so hard and so early. Oh, wow. That was close.
Also got our point leader, Cody Wenzen, back there. He's in 8th, right almost in the middle of the Hornets' nest. Definitely, he's looking for a good run tonight, and keeping that car clean, as we continue to stress, is the main thing. And some of these guys have already gotten that famous Darlington stripe.
And right now we're looking at Jeff Ramsdell. He is still in the lead after making that aggressive pass. Anthony just can't quite get back to his bumper, but I think it's still early on, so he is A-okay with riding right there. He's got the run off of turns 1 and 2, so it looks like he's just riding right now. His car is nice and stable, but you see Jeff Ramsdell is all over the track, up and down, and we'll see how that plays out as we go along here.
Yeah, I was maybe trying to see if Anthony Kernick maybe was trying to just stay behind Jeff and maybe force the pressure. It doesn't take much to put a driver in the wall as you run so close up there anyways, and it just looks like Jeff has just been able to pull Anthony a little bit there, although he got a poor turn 2, and that allowed Anthony Kernick to close at least 2/10, so pressure's still on to lead.
As we see Jeff Ramsdell getting into the wall coming off of 3 and 4. That is going to be hurt. That is a hurt right there for sure. Anthony will take advantage of that, dive below him, and the yellow flag is out.
I believe the timing and scoring is going to give Anthony Kernick the lead, but we'll check back at the wreck.
Checking back at that incident, we saw the 88 of Todd Mitchell just get into 3 and 4 really hot. He went right around. collected a couple cars behind him almost, but everyone actually will just be able to go right around him. His car's got a little bit of damage, but it's Darlington.
Actually, looking at this replay, it looks like he nailed the wall, and it kind of took him off the wall, the famous iRacing sticky wall, where it will push your car off the wall, and he couldn't save it. I mean, definitely he might have missed the brakes a little bit there, maybe misjudged his braking point. It's probably one of the most evil turns to do that in turn 3, and you literally have to slow down 30 miles an hour within 2 seconds. It's a very tricky turn, and unfortunately Todd lost that battle.
Yeah, he fought the wall, and the wall won right there, that's for sure.
So Anthony Kernick is your leader, just barely grabbed the lead from Jeff Ramsdale. It looks like he's going to be the only one to not come down pit road, as most of the leaders are in.
It'll be interesting to see if anyone decides to take 2 tires here and get away from the big pack, because we didn't run that many laps, so I wouldn't be surprised to see many drivers towards about 8th and 9th take 2 tires just to get out of the back of the pack.
Yeah, Brittany Grimm and Scott Sons have also stayed out, so we'll update you if they come to pit road, but now we'll see what the pit strategy is for the leaders.
And pit road here is a long one, and you have to get your car mowed down nice and quickly here. And on green flags, pit stops here can be treacherous trying to get down on pit road. So these drivers are definitely taking this caution flag pit stop for a blessing, that's for sure.
Very slow stop for Jeff Ramsdale. It looks like Nicholas Sadowski's going to beat him off pit road, and almost Chris Largen almost got him too. Definitely a slow stop in the number 2 of Jeff Ramsdale, and that is going to cost him.
Yeah, basically my point was the drivers that were back in the pack, they wanted to move up, and the drivers in the front, they definitely did not want to move back, and that's what happened to him. He had a slow stop for sure, so that's definitely going to be hurtful, but it could have been a lot worse for him, that's for sure.
And we will get our first look at some of these guys staying out, how much the tires do matter here. Obviously, Darlington is a very old surface, so you would figure, at least figure, that newer tires would be the for sure way to go, but we'll have to see. Anthony Kernick strong. Scott Sons, Brittany Grimm kind of unproven. Brittany Grimm does have that damage, especially in the right rear part with the splitter all jacked up. That could definitely mean problems for her, but I think this is going to get very interesting on the start.
Yeah, even with these tires have actually only been on 5 to 6 green flag laps, those 5 to 6 green flag laps could mean your tires got heated up quite a bit. And in those few laps, you did a lot of sliding around, so it'll definitely, as you said, be interesting here, looking at the drivers that have fresh tires and the drivers up front that are on old tires. Will definitely be interesting to watch how it plays out, but I don't think it'll be too interesting because it's very early on for these tires to get that worn out. They even out within about 4 to 5 laps, but 4 to 5 laps is a lot of time here. It's just passing is so hard to do that even with the tire difference, I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference early on.
Yeah, I think that was Anthony Kernick's best friend when Scott Sons and Brittany Grimm stayed out. That allowed, that's going to put some gap between Anthony and Nicholas Sadowski and Jeff Ramsdale, who did take 4 tires on that pit stop, and it's so hard to pass here. I would imagine we could see some huge stack-ups here on the restart, guys trying to get somewhere where there isn't, and it's only lap 14 of a 76-lap race, so patience is definitely a virtue at this point.
And Anthony is loving every single car between him and Jeff Ramsdale, that's for sure. Each little buffer is definitely a big, big benefit for him. And looking right now, Brittany Grimm has a lot of damage to her back of the car. I'm not sure why she hasn't gotten that fixed, but I guess Darlington's not so much a downforce track as it is a driver race control kind of thing. As the pace car lights are off, we're doubled up, we're ready to go green flag this time by.
Yeah, it seems like Nicholas Sadowski might have that preferred line, especially since he will be to the outside of Brittany Grimm, and we're going to see what Jeff Ramsdale can do, as he does have that slower 2 cars in front of him as the pace car pulls off. Remember, once again, these guys do have to go on green.
And you see the field stacking up really bad right there as we're waiting for the leader to get the green flag. Green flag is out. We are good to go. Brittany Grimm gives him a shot, giving him a nice jump on the 77 on the outside line. Everybody's making it into turns 1 and 2. Look out. Stacking up at the front of the field. 3 wide, 21 on the
Back in the
apron.
back.
And there we go. Jeff Ramsdell sends Brittany Grimm around. Big wreck.
Flipping, huge wreck. Everybody, Cody wins it. It's the entire field at the back half. That is exactly what you didn't want to see. What an unfortunate break for Brittany Grimm and the rest of the field.
Yeah, you definitely knew that was coming. Watching through 1 and 2, everyone just stacked up. We saw cars all the way down from the wall to the apron, and just Brittany Grimm ran out of room behind her, and Jeff Ramsdell just gave him the slightest tap, and she just went right around, taking out half the field basically with her. Holy cow.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking back at some of these cars that were back there, and we might have to get an honorable mention to my man Christopher Schella. I have no idea how he got through that, but he was one of those cars right in the middle of it and somehow managed to stay pretty much scot-free. So great job by the number 30 of Christopher Schella. That was a huge wreck, though.
This might be one of the ones where you got to call the EMTs and make sure everybody's okay, because we saw cars flipping, we saw people on the wall, and Darlington is a track that is not forgiving at all.
Yeah, it's just, especially turn 2, like we continue to say, that is the smallest turn, excuse me, on the circuit. No room to make it 2 or 3 wide. I don't even know you can even physically fit 3 cars on that track, but yeah, it just looks like Jeff Ramsdell gets right into Brittany Grimm and she gets spun in front of the entire field, which is definitely unfortunate.
And this is definitely going to make the points race interesting. We saw the points leader, Cody Winsen. He got involved. His engine is smoking, so I'm pretty sure his night is done. We saw a few cars actually start smoking from that. The number 8, another one of them, and a couple cars actually retired as well. This is going to be interesting. Your points leader is done.
Yeah, and I think that whole checkup started with Scott's Sons got hard into the turn 1 wall, and everybody kind of had to stop for a second, and I guess that's one of the triggers that caused the wreck, at least.
Yeah, when you're in the field at Darlington, and any track for that matter, you can't just stop, and when you have to, you just have to hope for the best. And at this track, when you go on the apron and when you check up, there's just no room. You carry so much momentum, as I said earlier, through that first corner. You don't brake that much in the corner. You brake before the corner, and from that point on, you're on the gas. And it's just so hard to let up because the guy behind you, you don't know if he's going to let up, and you'd give the guy in front of you, the girl in front of you, a little tap, and there you go. She washes back up the banking. Barely missed Jeff in that incident right there and took out half the field, but that's going to happen any time at this race. If anyone has to check up and you just don't have the room, that's what you'll see every single time.
Yeah, looks like Todd Mitchell, who continued just to have a very tough night, has pulled that car behind the wall, and joining him will be Mike Rominger. So definitely some of those cars done for the evening. That was a very, very hard crash in turn 2, and that's the Lady in Black for you. That's why they call it the track of Lady in Black. Obviously, it's one of the toughest to tame, for sure.
And as we continue to clean up from that wreck right there, we will take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the pace car lights off, the field doubled up, and we will be ready to take the green flag. And we're back at Darlington Raceway. We're doubled up. That was a quick commercial break, and we're ready to go green as the pace car's ready to dive off, coming through 3 and 4. Anthony is still your leader with the number 77 of Scott Sons on the outside, waiting for the green flag once again. Everybody's going to give a little more room than we have seen so far tonight. And the green flag is out. We are green, green, green once again.
See Jeff Ramsdell tucked right on the 77's bumper. A little bump drafting going into one is there. Double fire with Scott Sons is into the wall once again.
And that's what we saw last time around, which caused a huge stack up, which caused a big, big incident as the 77's getting loose! There he goes! Will we see the caution? Yes, we will.
Yes. What a well, at least was, but what a nice recovery by the 75 of Chris Largent. He had the Scott Sons directly right in front of him, and what an unfortunate thing for Scott Sons. That's heads up driving for Christopher Larson, something like we saw in the nationwide race today of just patience.
Yep, that's 2 in a row for the 77 right there. He pretty much did it to himself. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's all on him. He's just really lucky he didn't take anyone else out with him, including Jeff Ramsdell. On the backstretch, you saw him fishtailing it. And for a while, he was pointed right at the number 2. He was able to correct it and get it down to the inside, but if he would have collected Jeff, that would have collected a lot of cars.
Yeah, as I was saying before, Christopher Largent, he was also one of those guys who could have got collected, but Scott Sons hit the wall in turn 1 on both restarts, so definitely I think his toe might have been knocked out, and that can definitely upset the handling of the car on exit, and he couldn't hang on to it, unfortunately, but that is a hard lick on the inside wall nonetheless.
And we'll take a quick chance to run through the top 5. We've got the 000 of Anthony Kernick. He's still your leader, and now Jeff Ramsdell has worked his way up to second. In third, we've got Chris Largent in the 75. And in fourth, we've got Christopher Schella in the number 30. And in fifth, we've got Francis Xavier Bro. That's a hard name for me to say, that's for sure. Right now. And we're going to throw it off to another commercial break under caution, and we will be right back with Checkered Flag Interactive's Darlington Raceway at the USRL. And we've joined it with the pace car diving off. Anthony's got the field once again, waiting for the green flag again. And we'll see if we can make it a few laps here under green. And we're green. Jeff Ramsdell gets a great start on the outside. Again, he's got the preferred line going into 1 and 2. Things are looking good from him. Everybody's looking to get to that bottom line so they can keep it off the wall. And again, we see people getting loose and stacked up, but nobody's hit the wall this time. And we make it through turns 1 and 2 clean. And I picked that back.
You jinxed it. Brandon Schmeiser goes around, and also Brittany Grimm hard into the inside wall, and the caution is out.
I had literally not got done saying that, and I saw smoke in the back. Our leader's just disconnected. He's got to be frustrated with this for sure.
Checking back at the replay, looks like the number 94, Brittany Grimm, just caught that white line, or the white dashed line in turns 1 and 2 and sent her around, but I think Brandon Schmeiser, I don't know what happened there. He kind of, I don't know if he missed turn 1 or what, because he got hit. Yeah, he got hit. I think it's the Coors Light car. Let's get a number of that. That's Brendan Brock, excuse me, got into the back of Brandon Schmeiser, sent him into the turn 2 wall. Definitely frustrating for those guys, and you got to understand that disconnect by Anthony.
Yeah, you have to forgive me for jinxing the field there. I had looked at it. We looked like we were getting through clean. And Jeff Ramsdell just missed pit road entrance there. Not sure if it was on purpose or not, but he'll have to come back out behind the pace car. He won't lose anything, but he definitely won't get new tires, which might not hurt him too bad, as the only drivers we see on pit road right now are the number 48 and the number 21. Both cars have damage, so they'll definitely be trying to get some of that fixed and get 4 new Goodyears on so they can maybe make some headway here.
And while we are here under caution, we are joined by Cody Wenson, your current USRL point leader. Obviously, Cody wrecked out tonight, a very unfortunate happening, but we're glad to have you in the booth nonetheless.
Glad to be here.
First off, I'd like to say and ask you, what do you think of the racing that's been going on? Is it just the impatience of the drivers that have kept these cautions coming out one after one, or is it something just with the track that you can't avoid?
Well, I was really surprised. The cars were handling very, very well tonight. Usually Darlington isn't a very good track for these cars. So I think it's just impatience of the drivers. They were handling pretty well. Yeah.
I saw you mid-pack there. You didn't get the best qualifying run, but did you think of maybe taking 2 tires on that first caution? Everyone came down and moving up the field, or like, what was the strategy and what made you decide to take 4 and stay back where you were?
It's not really about track position at this point of the race. I was just trying to keep my car in good handling form, because I took 2 tires at one point earlier in the season and it didn't work out very well. So this early in the race, I felt like it was a better decision to just keep 4 and keep it handling good.
Well, unfortunately, you did get a little bit more than Darlington's stripe, and your engine did expire from it. Personally, I didn't think that your engine should have blew like it did. What did you feel?
I actually felt like I had checked up enough to avoid the wreck, and I just got mashed from behind, and then it was just carnage from there. And I didn't feel like I took a big enough hit for my engine to blow, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, looking back at it, your car wasn't damaged that bad. It just, I saw smoke and I didn't know if it was from someone else or you, and when you started moving, it was definitely from you, so that is unfortunate. But it's racing and that stuff's going to happen, especially at these tough tracks like Darlington. It is too tough to tame, and tonight it's definitely winning the battle against a lot of drivers out here.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty, we'll let you get back to whatever you're doing, and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing, and we'll see if it lasts more than a few laps.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Just want to make sure that realize that most of the leaders did stay out, at least those in the top 5, so really the tires won't be a big deal here. Wanted to give a nice shout out to the 81 of Francois Brault. He is up here in the 4th spot, and he's done a nice job. He does have some left side corner panel damage, but still, He's up here in fourth. A great job from the number 81. And really, survival is the key, and he definitely is showing that survival key to this race. Hence the good starting spot on this restart here as we are going to get ready to take the green on lap 30.
Yeah, with coming to lap 30 here, it seems like we're about to lap 50. All the cautions we've had, this has been a long race so far. Jeff Ramsdell is leading him down to the green flag for the first time tonight. Ready to take it. The 30's on the outside, Christopher Schella. And the green flag is out. Great start by Jeff Ramsdell. He's going to pull him right down into turn 1. We'll see how everyone handles this tough corner again. We see the number 75, Chris Largen, looking under the 30. 3 wide, 21 in the wall. Everyone holds on to it. We'll see how it goes after the exit of the corner, though, before I say anything else.
Got a great battle here as we see Francois on the wall. It jakes him, dang it, but he'll gather it up. See, Chris Largen, almost got that pass completed on Christopher Schella. Unfortunately, though, he didn't, and Christopher Schella is out and pursuing Jeff Ramsdell, but I think so far everyone has sorted it out.
Looking back, we saw Francois hit the wall a lot through 3 and 4 and in 1 and 2 again. He's definitely banging the toe right out of that car as we see things going single file for the first time tonight.
Oh, and he's off. He's really hit the wall now. Sorry to a little bit of an outburst there. Definitely for Francois, and that's just so unfortunate. It looks like the caution has come out, hence that hit.
I don't know if I really agree with that caution call right there. There was nothing blocking the racetrack at all. He had hit the wall. He had it collected. And we had just gotten green flag racing, so I don't know, and I don't agree with the call, but it is what it is, and we're under caution once again.
Yeah, this race has gone so long. We've had so many cautions, and as you can see, Francois has now pulled that car behind the wall. He's done for the night, but it's just definitely been a tough night. So many cautions, and I think if I were race control, in my opinion, I probably wouldn't have thrown the caution in that situation. But to each their own, and if they felt like he was a hazard on the track, and maybe he should have pulled the car off before, and they felt the need to stop competition, then I guess that was their choice, as we do have the number 2, Jeff Ramsdell, on pit road.
And a handful of cars did manage to stay out here, but Jeff Ramsdell is in pit road, and we saw him take tires earlier, and he barely made it through the wrecks to make it back up to the front. And ironically, the same drivers that were in front of him then are in front of him now. There's just a lot less drivers in the field, actually. I think we have 8 cars, or maybe even 7 cars still running out here. So definitely the field side's been cut down since we had 18 drivers start this race, and now we're down to just a handful.
Yeah, we had 18 start. We have 8 currently running. All those 8 cars are on the lead lap and are raceable, so one of those cars, Brittany Grimm, she's been in just about every huge wreck tonight, but that car is definitely repaired. A lot of bare bond work on that number 94, but she's still up here and in contention for the win, as is everybody. And through those caution exchanges, we do have a new leader in the number 30 of Christopher Schella, so we'll see what he can do out front. And looks like the only 3 cars to come onto pit road was Aloysius, Chris, and Jeff. So only 3 cars stopping under caution.
And I'm really surprised to see her team getting that car so cleaned up, because she had taken a big beating earlier. She was in the wall. She was hitting the rear 2 or 3 times too. So her car and her team definitely did a good job, as we see Jeff Ramsdell kind of blocking Brittany Grimm. I'm not sure what's going on there. Looks like they had a slight disagreement, but everything's sorting itself out, and they're getting double file. The pace car lights are still on, so we won't be going green this time by, but the field is starting to double up anyhow.
Yeah, I don't know what that whole skirmish was about. I think definitely the intimidation of the Darlington Too Tough to Tame lady in black track is definitely getting into the head of some of these drivers. And you've been under caution for most of the race. A lot of these cars getting wrecked very often. It's just an unfortunate situation for you at the USRL. Obviously, we'd like to see better racing than this, but you come to a tough track like this, it's just a lot to be expected, and you really can't set the par high. And I think a lot of these guys just need to calm down and log some laps, and we could see some amazing racing that Darlington has to offer. It's one of the reasons why it still exists on the NASCAR schedule, as it does preview great racing, even though it does pursue some of the wrecks, but still, space car lights are off, excuse me, and we are getting ready to go green.
And as the field is doubled up, we'll see how this restart plays out. The number 30 is leading the race for the first time, and my prediction is with the amount of racetrack that this actually is, the racing groove is just so narrow, as you've said before. It's hard to pass. I think the number 30 might be able to get something going here, at least get momentum rolling. Because if we have a caution in about 20 laps, everyone's coming down pit road no matter what. The tires get so wore out here. So we'll see how the 30 can play this out. And the number 77 of Scott Sons, he's been in the wall multiple times tonight. He's on his outside. Everyone's set to go green, and everyone's got a chance to win. So we'll see how this goes, and everyone's ready to go racing one more time here once again at Darlington. The pace car is off. The number 30 has the field waiting for the green flag. And we're still waiting, and we are green, green, green. The 77 jumped to start a little bit. That's going to check the outside line up big time. Jeff Ramsdell jumps to the high side, the preferred line in 1 and 2, at least when you're clear. 77 and the 21 and the 30, the 94, Brittany Grimm, she goes around again.
Huge ARCA brakes we saw in the back half of that wreck, and wow, we cannot even go a lap now. This is definitely disappointing. Looks like Eric Miller was the one to apply the ARCA brakes to Brittany Grimm, and that is yet another wreck Brittany's been involved in. This is actually getting to the point of ridiculousness at this point.
Yeah, I can't say that I disagree with you, and what's even more ridiculous is, I hate to call her out on this, but I can't believe Brittany Grimm's being able to come back out on the track. She's been in almost every caution tonight. She has not caused all of them, but she's been a major role in almost all of them.
Yeah, a lot of heated tempers on pit road right now, a lot of disagreements. Definitely, it's just a product of this racing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can imagine a few drivers might just be duking it out after the race or even during the race. As we see Brandon Brock being black flag, not sure what that's for. I'll look for the replay on that real quick. Yeah. Did it, so he's got the black flag. He'll have to serve that under green flag, and we're going to dive off to a quick commercial break, and we'll have a interview with Chris Largent and the number 75, who's in 6th, when we come back. And we have breaking news here at Darlington Raceway. We saw the number 21 wrecking it under caution a few times, and he was showing his displeasure. It was Kevin Harvick racing in battling time and fighting time on pit road. He pulled into the number 94 Brittany Grimm's pit stall, and if this was real life, I can imagine him jumping out of his car, ripping her hair out or something, and he's been removed from the server. So definitely interesting events playing out here at Darlington Raceway.
Yeah, I just don't know what that was all about. I can just imagine the emotions there, but just thought we'd bring it to you there as it just happened live, and hence Brendan Brock has been parked for the rest of the race.
Yeah, he showed his displeasure, and he got removed for it, but I don't know. When your as I said, when your tempers are hot, it's hard to put your filter on. And we are double file, and I'm getting word that we're going to interview Chris Largen really quick right here.
So can I be like a driver?
We are in race announcer, I guess, because there is not much going on right now. We've got 7 cars on the track. 30's taking them to the green flag. Jeff Ramsdell, he will lead us through these first couple laps. Crank it up, Jeff. Lead us through.
And we go green flag. And Brennan Smysore gets, and I'm about to miss a shift right there. Brennan Smysore gets the jump and gets the lead on that lap. And they're side-by-side battle for fourth here between, and contact. 75 and the 2 made contact and coming out of turn 2, and they both gathered up, unlike all the other drivers that wreck all by themselves here. And it looks like we're finally going to complete one green flag lap. It's about time.
As we watch Jeff Ramsdell navigating and cracking up by his amazing commentary right there, he basically just summed up this race in literally a few sentences. He's out there trying to work on the 77, and he's in the wall. The 77 holds on to it. Here we go.
Great piece of driving by the number 2 of Jeff Ramsdell. He's going to do it in here. Jeff, you are a wheelman, sir.
I don't know about a wheel, man. I'm having some great luck with this track right now. I'm usually not good with this. My last race with it was with the Gen 6 car. I certainly had very giant issues with that. That was like a few seasons ago, so I mean, different car. It's easier to drive than the Gen 6, obviously, but maybe that it's less powered, of course. Maybe that's helping me out a bit, getting around this track without too many issues.
Looking back, the 77 and the 75, they are buckled up. Scott Sons is in the wall lap after lap in that turn 3. He's just wall riding, it seems, somehow holding off Chris Largen in the 75, and Chris is basically stuck there. He's going to be able to make the pass as he dives under, and the 77, he might look to make the pass again, but he's going to be behind him now. He's got a little bit of ground to make up, but the 75's had a nice, fast car all night long, and he doesn't have hardly any damage to it, if any, actually. So he might still be in the running to get this win. We're on lap 45 of 76, and we're 46 minutes into this session, so time's definitely flying by, not very fast, if you know what I mean.
And I guess we'll get a green flag interview as requested by Chris himself, Chris Largen. You're out here driving that 75 CFI Rafferty Design sponsored Mustang. How's your race going so far, I guess?
Pretty good. Haven't got really wrecked. Looks like we about had a car lose it on the front stretch. Brendan Schmeiser did a nice job saving it, but been a good race. Haven't gotten wrecked, and there have been a lot of cautions though.
Yeah, we're finally getting a chance to watch some green flag racing here. How's your car handling, and what are you doing to help to keep this thing off the road?
You can hold it, the gas wide open pretty good through turns 1 and 2. You gotta back up 3 and 4. Setup's pretty tight though.
I'm sorry, did you just say full throttle in turn 1 and 2?
Yeah, I'm running it wide open, Jeff.
I think you're on Basshoff, but okay.
Little driver time interview here, and Chris, before we continue to watch you drive, is there anything you want to say currently under this green flag round?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Rafferty Designs, CFI, Extreme Octane Chassis, and congrats to Josh Crane on the birth of his son.
That's some big news for that family, and a great job for him indeed. As we see Brian Smizer comes off the turn and almost loses another great save, as you saw right in front of him, or in front of you, excuse me. Yes, we'll check back up front now to watch Christopher Shellett, who is out to a 2.5 second lead over Jeff Ramsdale.
2.5 second lead, and he's being able to maintain right now, but I can't count on that sticking around forever. Jeff Ramsdale is, as we said, he is a wheelman. He is, he's definitely tuned in, and he's got fresher tires than the number 30. So we'll see how this plays out. He's had to work through some cars here, and as Jeff Ramsdale almost gets the wall, he clips it just a little bit. He's got 2 seconds and a quarter to close on him, but he's got a lot of time to do it. We've got just about 27 laps to go, and we're at Darlington Raceway, so 27 laps is a long ways.
27 laps is a little too long for my liking. And
Oh!
can't really
And the
wait
48's around! Sorry to cut you off, but the 48 loses it.
I got into turn 2 wall. Nice job avoiding that, Chris. Definitely hard contact with the number 48 of Brandon Schmeiser and Q up.
Yep, he just ran a little bit out of luck right there. He's been holding on to it for the past 20 or so laps, even under caution. He was having trouble, it looked like. He's been trying to keep it under control, but that car's been beat up, and he's still having issues under caution, trying to get it back on the racing surface, but geez, he's pulled some amazing saves, and he just ran out of luck right there. And we're going to take a commercial break here as we see the drivers pulling off to pit road. I predict everyone's going to be going down and getting some fresh Goodyears for sure. That was a nice little run there, and we will be back when we're ready to take the green flag. And we're back at Darlington Raceway, lap 54, 76, and
No,
the what the go?
it's
The 20, the what the f-
Oh, he gets in the back!
After a very extremely unusual series of events, Brittany Grimm takes the lead here after a caution period. The number 30, Christopher Schella, on her rear end, shoving her through the corner. She's get loose, holds on to it. Jeff Ramsdell, after taking the 75 of...
She pulls the block.
Oh boy, going into 3 and 4. She's in the wall, holding on to it, baby. Contact, almost 3 wide. Going on the front stretch. Look at Jeff Ramsdell making the move on the bottom side. Going into 1 and 2. This is insane. Holy engine gets taken out.
Huge problems. Oh my gosh, huge calamity. Scott Sutts disconnects. Problems.
Pandemonium.
So many.
She restarts on pit road and she's already making her way out. She's back for another round of wrecking.
Haul ass, man, come. Go like hell, brother, go like hell.
In the middle, 3 wide.
In and out, in and out.
Woo! Good job! Oh, parked it in the wall. There's the burnout.
That is one good looking race car, boys.
They are requesting you to victory lane.
Check your flag.
Shit, that was awesome, fellas. Awesome job.
Fantastic job, fantastic. That is fucking nice. Nice. Yeah, 10-4, really good job, everybody. Great work today. Way to stay after that thing, man.
And we're back once again at Darlington Raceway as we think we sorted out what was going on. We've had pandemonium the past 10 minutes basically out on the track. The number 30, Christopher Shella, is your leader with Jeff Ramsdell on the outside. We are set to go green flag once again, waiting for the green flag.
Yeah, Jeff does appear to have some front-end damage. We'll see what he can do there. Christopher Shell has been the man to beat so far in this race as the green flag is out, and Jeff Ramsdell gets a good start side by side going into turn.
And the 30 must have missed a shift. I don't know what happened, but he is not moving. Jeff Ramsdell's pulling away, and and the caution's out.
Christopher Large is going to get spun. Brittany Grimm gets collected. I don't know what happened to Christopher Shell there, but that was, we are under yet again another caution. Whew. This one's a long one tonight, folks.
Yep, I don't know what caution that is, but I think we're getting close to that number on Christopher. Number 75 here. I'm just kidding, of course, but it sure feels like it. We have been under caution a lot tonight.
And actually, we have to note that wasn't a caution. That's very questioning how. And there's the caution. I was just going to say. We didn't see the caution thrown before when I believe it was Francois Brault hit the wall untamed, and then we saw some cars spitting there. Very odd. Caution didn't come out earlier, but nonetheless, we are into caution. The field will slow down to pacing speed, and we'll sort it out.
Yeah, they found out we needed the yellow from our stream, actually, so it's a good thing we did mention that. And we're going to take probably one final commercial break here. Things have been pretty crazy here, so we're going to take that final commercial break, and we'll be back for probably the checkered flag. And we're once again back here at Darlington, South Carolina. We've got under 10 laps to go after a long night at this racetrack. Darlington is, of course, the two-team track, and as you can see, we've only got 5 drivers out here as of now. A lot of drivers have definitely fallen to this tough track, and all of the drivers out here have their Darlington stripes and their Darlington dents. The only car that does not is the pace car. The drivers have been frustrated with each other, with the admins, with even the broadcasters, but at a track and a race so tough, sometimes it's hard to keep your filter on, as we've said earlier, and things have been crazy out here. Sketchy as another word to use it. We're ready to go green flag, and we're ready to wrap this thing up and move on to the next track. Round 8. Round 7 is definitely one of those races we want to forget, as we actually see the number 8 of Eric Miller, 19 laps down. He's in 8th, and he is at the back of this pack here. We see 6 cars out on track as we're ready to go green flag racing. The pace car lights are once again off. We've got Jeff Ramsdell in first, Brandon Smizer on his outside, and we're ready to go green.
Pace car pulls off to the attention of Jeff Ramsdale. They are side by side, getting ready to take the green. See a little actual connection issue there for the number 2, Jeff Ramsdale, and remember, these guys have to go on green. Green flag is out, and Jeff is rocking from the start. And Brandon Smizer continues to be second as they rail down into turn number 1.
With so few cars out on the track, it doesn't take long for everyone to sort things out and get single file. And Jeff Ramsdell, his car is most likely, besides the number 426, his car is the cleanest out there. So, as long as he can stay separated, what is he doing? Oh, yep, he's got a black flag. He has a black flag from an earlier incident from when he turned the number 75 of Chris Largent coming to the green flag. So, this is Brandon Smizer's chance to take the lead. And Brandon Smizer has actually forgotten about the black flag that was given to him. Not sure what's going on. Brandon Smizer's getting loose. What's going on?
Yeah, definitely he's having problems. I don't know, is that car lost power or something? Because here comes Brittany Grimm to the outside for the lead.
It almost looks as if he's waiting or slowing down for something. He's in the wall. He might be typing in admin control. He's gone.
He's gone, yeah. Problems.
Wow. Not sure what just happened there, but Brittany Grimm takes the lead for the second time tonight. 2 cars basically out here running for the lead, and Jeff Ramsdell's coming out on track after serving his black flag, and we're set to go green, and he almost makes contact coming up onto the track, and we're still chugging along. Lap 71 of 76, 5 to go.
Been a long race for the 94, but she's hung in there nonetheless, and she's leading now. But unfortunately, here comes Aloysius. Aloysius, yes, here he comes to the outside. He's thinking about it in the wall. You also got Jeff Ramsdell. He's trying to unlap himself.
Jeff Ramsdell's coming and gives her a door tack and into the wall. She's going around.
Hard to the wall.
This time, she might just be done. And she is yelling at him. Yep.
And there's the treacherous turn 2. Yes, again, and wow, they are heated on the radio, but nonetheless, that's just no room whatsoever. I don't agree maybe with that call by Jeff to pass. It's one of the worst spots to pass on the entire NASCAR circuit. So definitely a tough break for Brittany, who is leading. And that's definitely unfortunate.
Trying to be neutral here, I will have to say that Jeff Ramsdell did pretty much cause that incident. Going for his lap back, there was no point in doing it. He got into the wall and came down onto him, or her, excuse me. So that is on him in my books, and pretty much everyone at home and on the track is looking at it the same way. Jeff's been kicked from the server. Not sure if I agree with that, but everyone is heated out on the track, so that leaves, I think, 3 cars, and I actually think we will not be going green again tonight, and we might just see the end of the race already happening.
And now, the race winner. Yeah, in fact, we do have a winner here, the little engine that could, of Aloysius Wenzen, or excuse me, Aloysius Wenziak, definitely a tough break for the rest of these guys, but Aloysius is the only car, I think, to not be involved in a major wreck tonight, and he's going to take the win.
Well, you know,
Actually, wait on it.
I'm still thinking it might be a one-lap shootout. Christopher Largen, he might have a chance at this. If Brittany Grimm's got her car fixed up, and so does Brandon Smizer, they're both out on the track. They have a chance on it if they can get up there and if we go green. So, don't quite count it over yet. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will. I don't know. I think Chris actually faking down pit road, maybe actually thinking we will get a one-lap shootout. Might have thought about getting tires there, but...
If the pace car lights don't go off this time by, the race will be over. And we are waiting for the moment, and it crosses the line.
Over.
Yep, lights are still on. The 426 Aloysius is your winner in second, as long as no penalties are handed out. Christopher Largen. And in third, Brandon Smizer. In fourth, we've got Brittany Grimm. And in fifth, Jeff Ramsdell, who has been removed from the server. I'm not sure if that will hold up. And I'm hearing on the race channel that Brittany Grimm has been given the win due to the actions that Jeff Ramsdell had, and she is actually going to be credited with the win. So she's being waved around the pace car. She will go a lap ahead of everybody, and she will be the winner. Brandon Smizer did make the sole decision, so it seems fair to me, and it seems fair to the other drivers. I don't hear complaints from them, so she will be your winner, and the 426 will have to be the honorable mention. He did a great job all night long. Christopher Largen hung in there strong. Brandon Smizer, he's been in a few wrecks. He hung in there strong too. And Brittany Grimm is your winner. If you're still listening to this, yes, you are the winner. And she is celebrating on the track, giving us a woo and a woo to you. You hung on strong. I don't know if you can still hear us up here, but your car made it through a lot of wrecks. And we'll be bringing it down for an interview and TeamSpeak if you want one after the race. And basically, since your leader has been given Brittany Grimm, she will be the winner of tonight's race. So we will be taking a quick commercial break and pulling whoever we can over to the interviews, and the post-race show will follow. So we will be right back. And we're back here at Darlington for the post-race drama and the post-race interviews. First off, we've got Brittany Graham, your winner in the number 94. She made it through a lot of craziness tonight, as did all of the finishing drivers. Brittany, how do you feel after bringing home the victory?
Well, it was a real long night. A lot of wrecks, very confusing at times. I'm very glad to get the win for Mayhem Motorsports. I want to thank my sponsors, Shop.com, People Against Distracted Driving, Cryptocolor, custom paints for your iRacing cars. I'm really glad we got the win. I really wish we could have raced for it at the end. Me and the 426 had kind of a good battle going. Unfortunately, the way things ended up with the lap car kind of destroyed that battle. But, I'm real glad. I felt like we had a strong enough car at the end to hold off who was left.
Well,
A win is a win. No matter how it happens, it was a long night, as you said. So, congratulations on making it through. Out of all the things that happened tonight, what was the toughest thing?
I kind of had a little bout back and forth with the two-car, and he and I didn't get along most of the race, and it seemed like every time we were around each other, we seemed to get into each other somehow. So, but I think, the cars handled all right. They were a little bit loose, which didn't help things. And I think overall, the worst part was probably the first wreck I was involved in, where I flipped down the front straightaway, which wasn't very fun. And thankfully, I was able to get the car fixed up, and we were able to get back out there. So.
Yeah, between me and you, I have to say I was certainly surprised. I saw you flip. I thought you were done. And then 2 cautions later, I looked at your car, and it looked pretty much spotless. So your crew definitely did a great job down there. And again, congratulations on your win. But moving on to our second place driver. Or, excuse me, not our second place driver. Not even sure where he finished. I lost him on the standings, excuse me. And now we're catching up with Brandon Smizer, who I lost him on the standings for a second, but my beautiful eyesight brought him back in. He finished in 4th after a long night. How you doing, Brandon?
Honestly, I don't know. It's kind of sad to see how bad the race was tonight for my league. So, to be honest, just a little bit teed off. I don't really can't be too happy about a bad race and stupid drivers.
Yeah, well, you bring these cars to Darlington, and you mentioned to us that you guys were trying a couple new things tonight between me and you and the fans at home and the drivers that somehow made it through the race. I don't think Darlington was the best track to try some new things, because Darlington, as we've said all night long, is a track. It's a beast to tackle on its own. Add these new things in, and it's even crazier.
Yeah, talk about beast, man. I had some great saves up until that last one where I hit the wall with my rear end and just went in all the way. That drove great, I felt like. But yeah, we felt like it was good because it was going to be the next race, and we had that off week just before. So we were going to talk it over with the 4 admins, all 4 of us, and discuss it and how we wanted to do it. So we did that, and we, talked about it. So we went ahead and did it. But I think we're going to go back to the old way, single car qualifying. That just seems like it's a little bit more fun for everybody else.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy one. Between all of the races I've done in my career, which is close to 50 as a commentator, I have seen a lot of crazy things. And unfortunately, tonight was just one of those long nights where things never got strung together like they normally do. And it just never ended. And tempers got heated and drivers got frustrated. And we got a little bit comical up in the booth just trying to keep things light. And it was definitely a long night, but for the drivers that finished, that's something to be proud of for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good point state for the number 48 Dark Horse Racing Jim Barry-Knows Impala. But yeah, it's I don't know, just one of those nights, I guess, right?
And hopefully we don't have another one of those anytime soon. And take this chance, tell the fans at home a little bit about the USRL.
Oh well, we're an open lobby, open join, however you want to word it. League that runs every Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time is when we open up the lobbies for an hour of practice. We have 30 minutes to 60 minutes. It just kind of depends on the track of qualifying, and then we try to run 50% of the real life nationwide race at each circuit. Next week will be Richmond. We're going to have $5 to win. So, come on out, hang out for a little while, come practice with us, see if you like the group, and have some fun.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll see you next time around, and hopefully we'll have a much better race than we had tonight. This is Steve Bonesteel signing off for Shane Doherty as well up in the booth. We had a crazy night, and the fans at home that stuck around, you guys probably enjoyed it, maybe not. Who knows? It was crazy. We'll see you next time. This is Checkered Flag Interactive signing off.